So today we're going to do the 20,000 kilometre review on these Founders tyres. So just about to do the tyre rotation, because I've been rotating them every 10,000 k's. As you can see on these front tyres here, they've worn really well and really flat. Very pleased with how they've worn. Considering they're a steer tyre and they push into the corner, they've worn really even. So let's just have a bit of a look and see how well they've worn. So on the front tyres now, we're looking at, we've currently got around 12 mil of tread left on the tyre. I think it was actually around 13, I'll have to double check, between 13 and 14 mil when they were brand new. As you can see that we've got, it's had a little bit of wear on the outside, but not too much to worry about. And all in all, you can see across the top of the tyre, our treads remain fairly consistent. So these ones on the front though, these have only done the 10,000 because they come off the spare on the first one, and then we're about to throw these ones back onto the rear. So anyway, let's go over and we'll take a closer look at the rear tyres. So here on the rear tyres, these now have done 20,000 k's. So these were on the steer originally, and we've now since moved these ones to the back for the last 10,000 k's. They've handled really well. And performed really well as well. These tyres here, once we put the ruler in them, they're down to about 8 millimetres. So they're probably 8 or 9 millimetres of tread we have left on these rear tyres. So these fellas are then going to make their way back over to the spare. Again, they've worn very evenly across the tyre. We've had no dramas there. There's been no irregularities or anything with the wear. So over the last 10,000 kilometres, we have been playing with our pressures just a little bit. As you know, for the first 10,000 k's, we sort of settled on the 75 up the front and the 88 psi on the rear. What we've found for this last 10,000, we've been doing a lot more highway kilometres and also towing the boat and a bit more load. So we haven't sort of been on the dirt track or the sand as much. So what I've done is I've actually increased the front to around the 80-85 psi mark, and the rear to the 90 psi mark when just running up at 100 kilometres an hour on the tar. That seems to be the sweet spot for the tyres, where we're getting less heat and less wear. We've also bumped it up to the 95 psi when we've got the Caravan on the back. The Caravan has about a 300 kilo bore weight, so we're putting it up to around the 95. Of course, when we go back to around town driving and on and off the dirt, and we're not doing 100 kilometres an hour, we certainly try to drop the tyres back to the 75 at the front and the 88 on the rear. So what we've been finding is over the first 20,000 k's, we're really finding out what pressures we need to do different things. For instance, towing on the sand, on the dirt, etc. Because the characteristics vary tremendously. So what we've also found too is that the pressures, especially on the rear of this truck, because the rear changes as we're towing and the loads in it, by adjusting the pressure, it really does prolong the life and reduce the wear of the tyres, what we're finding. So currently we've got 85 at the front, we're running 90 at the rear, and we're going up to 95 at the rear when we've got the Caravan on the back. We're running at around 6.5 tonne at the moment, so I think we're exactly 1 tonne heavier on the back as we are at the front. So we're currently 2.4 at the front, and we're 3.4 tonne on the rear. So that's our weights that we're running, and that's our pressures. Anyway, what I'll do is that as we get on to the next one, the next 30,000 k's, that'll then see some of the tyres have done a full 30,000 on the truck, and we'll just see exactly how the tyres keep wearing, and I'll tell you how I'm adjusting our pressures and what we're doing to accommodate that as it happens. So far to date, very pleased with the Founders so far. The ride's extremely comfortable. You'll see from a couple of videos that I put out recently that when we're in the truck, noise is minimal. There's not a lot of noise out of them, and they perform remarkably well. So I guess the question will be for us moving forward is how many k's do we actually get out of these tyres? I think at the end of the day, if you look after them and you adjust your pressures accordingly, these tyres are going to last a while. But anyway, let's see how we go on the coming months, and we'll keep you up to date with the reviews, and we'll see exactly how well these tyres can perform. But as I said today, extremely happy with them. I think they're wearing extremely well, especially the front. I mean, we haven't had to touch the front, and these things wear better than anyone could imagine. The back's a little bit more sensitive in summary. We have to adjust our temperatures according to whether or not we are towing or we're not towing, and the weights, because the tyres do wear quicker if you don't adjust the pressures according to your weights. That's one thing we have found. Anyway guys, until next time, John O'Neill's J&A Down Under. Thank you.